talk about the play that we are staging. As you know, it's called Mancha, very famous play. A play written for Broadway in the year 1965 by a playwright called Dale Wasserman. With music by Mitch Leigh and lyrics by Joe Durant, all of them very famous characters. The play itself was inspired by a 17th century novel written by a famous Spanish poet, soldier, playwright, novelist. He was many things in one. Miguel de Cervantes. I'm sure you've heard this name. Miguel de Cervantes. This was his famous novel called Don Quixote. He was also the lead character of today's play. Now, the plot goes like this. I'm not giving you the whole story here, but it's a tricky play. That's why I'm going to give you a little more than I normally do. Miguel de Cervantes is being tried by the Spanish Inquisition, and he, along with an assistant of his, a squire called Sancho Panza, are thrown into the dungeon, into a prison cell. You're going to see the prison cell here, dark and dank prison cell. As they enter the prison, the other prisoners out there, who are also terribly rough characters, try to pounce upon them and try to steal all the goods that they have with them. Not too much, there are properties and a few things, but they try to steal everything, including a manuscript which contains a play on the story of Don Quixote. Now, Cervantes is upset and he does not want to lose all of this, especially that script. And so he tells them to be lenient with them. They're new to this cell, remember. One sympathetic prisoner among them comes up and says, okay, let's have a mock trial. We'll have a mock trial here, a courtroom scene in the play itself, in the jail itself. And he says, I'm giving you a chance to defend yourself. So Cervantes, along with his assistant, say that we will defend ourselves in the way we know best, which is in the form of a musical play. Since he is a playwright, he says, okay, I'm going to direct a musical play there in the jail. He said, I'm going to act, and I invite all of you to act and play any part that suits your fancy. So he starts another play there. So it's a play within a play. Remember, so he begins to act and he gets all the prisoners to act. The whole play traces this whole evolution from where those prison characters were, being rough, hopeless, despairing characters, to being people who finally end up different. We hope you will see that in the play. So, some of the themes that stand out in this wonderful play are, it's a play that helps us dream great dreams. The title song itself is The Impossible Dream. It's a play about dreaming a new narrative, or trying to dream or imagine new possibilities in the world, even in a broken world. It's a play about having a quest in life. It provokes us to ask ourselves, what is my life's purpose? What is my life's project? Can I have meaning even amidst a dreary existence? And most importantly, the play, you will see this in one of the dialogues, the play helps us appreciate life as it is, helps us accept life as it is, whilst at the same time dreaming of a better future and hoping for a better reality, that is life as it can possibly be. So I hope all of you enjoyed this play. Our brothers have put a lot of effort. We thank you all for being here. Just a little note on mobile phones. Keep your mobile phones on a silent mode, or you can switch them off. So we're all set to begin Act 1 of Man of La Mancha.
Anything wrong with the accommodations?
No. They appear quite interesting.
This is what we have come to call the common room for those who wait.
How long do they wait?
Some wait an hour, some wait a lifetime. Who knows?
Do they all await the Inquisition?
No, not all of them. Most of these are merely thieves and murderers. If you want anything, just shout. If you are able.
What did he mean by that?
They meant to frighten us. Calm yourself. There's a remedy for everything but death.
That's the very one we need.
Good day, gentlemen, ladies. I regret being thrust upon you in this manner and hope you will not find our company objectionable. I am no stranger to such surroundings. I have been in prison more than once, but this time I shall not be among you very long. The Inquisition will soon... No! Leave me alone! Hey, no, don't touch that! Leave it alone! No!
Enough! Noise! Trouble! Fights! Kill each other if you must, but for God's sake, do it quietly. Who are you, eh? Speak up!
Cervantes. Don Miguel de Cervantes.
Oh, a gentleman!
It has never prevented me from going to bed hungry.
And that?
My assistant. And may I have the honor of knowing who you are?
They call me the governor. What's your game?
My game?
Your speciality, man. Cut purse. Murderer.
Nothing so interesting. I'm a poet.
They are putting people in prison for that?
No. Not for that.
Too bad.
The trial. Let's get on with the trial.
The trial? Excuse me, sir. What trial?
Yours, of course.
But what have I done?
We'll soon find something.
We don't understand. We have only been here a few hours.
My dear sir, nobody enters or leaves this prison without being tried by his fellow prisoners.
Yes!
And if I am found guilty,
Oh, you will be.
what sort of sentence?
We generally fine a prisoner of all his possessions.
All of them?
It's not practical to take any more.
But one moment. These things are my livelihood.
I thought you said you were a poet.
Of the theater.
False.
Costumes and properties. You see, I'm a playwright and an actor. So of course, these poor things will not be of any use to... Hey, don't touch that! No! Very well. Take them.
No,
Take
master.
them. Take them, I say. Only leave me this. I need that. Hey, no. Please give it back to me. Please, I need that. Please. I need that.
Heavy. Valuable.
Only to me.
We might let you ransom it.
But I have no money.
How unfortunate.
Please, don't.
Paper?
Manuscript.
Still worthless.
Hey, no, wait! You said a trial. By your own words, I demand a trial.
Very well then. I hereby declare this court to be in session.
Hey, what?
Come here.
Leave. Hey,
Slowly.
Master.
Come here. Stand. Tell us, what are you here for?
We are to appear before the Inquisition.
For heresy?
Oh, no, not exactly. You see, we were presenting an entertainment.
An entertainment?
Yes.
And how does an entertainment get you in trouble with the Inquisition?
Perhaps they found that such a program is not always what it seems.
And what are you here for?
Someone has to stage manage the stage.
These two have empty holes in their heads.
Governor, if you don't mind, I should like to prosecute this case.
Why?
These poets spinning nonsense out of nothing, blurring men's eyes to reality.
Exactly. Reality. A stone prison crushing the human spirit. Poetry demands imagination. And with imagination, you may discover a dream.
The trial. Let's get on with the trial.
Miguel de Cervantes, I charge you with being an idealist, a bad poet, and an honest man. How plead you?
Guilty.
Bravo!
But Your Excellency, what about my defense?
But you just pleaded guilty.
Had I said innocent, you would surely have found me guilty. But since I have admitted guilt, the court is obliged to hear me out.
For what purpose?
The jury may choose to be lenient.
Clever!
He is trying to gain time.
Do you have scarcity of time?
Any urgent appointments?
It is true that I am guilty of these charges. An idealist. I have never had the courage to believe in nothing. A bad poet. This comes painfully. Still...
Have you finished your defense?
Oh, no. I scarcely begun. With your permission, I would like to continue my defense in the manner I know best. In the form of a play.
A play?
Yes. A play. Drama. Or an entertainment, if you will.
An entertainment.
Yes. I will defend myself in the form of an entertaining musical play. At worst, it may beguile your time. And since my cast of characters is large, I call upon all here to enter in to play whatever role may suit your fancy.
Governor, if you don't mind, I should like to protest.
Let's give him a chance.
Thank you very much. With your kind permission, shall I set the stage? Sancho, quick. Okay, people. Yes. Now, I shall impersonate a man. His name is Alonso Quijana, a country gentleman no longer young, with eyes that burn with the fire of inner vision. Being retired, he has much time for books. He reads them from morn to night, and often through night as well. And all that he reads oppresses him, fills him with indignation at man's murderous ways toward man. He ponders the problem of how to make this evil world a better and virtuous place to live in. He broods and broods and broods and broods. And finally, from so much brooding, his brains dry up. He lays down the melancholy burden of sanity and conceives the strangest project ever imagined, to become a knight errant, to go forth into the world of adventure, to right all wrongs, to raise up the weak and those in need. He persuades his neighbor, a certain Sancho Panza, a country laborer and an honest man, to become his squire, his assistant. With these preparations made, he shall no longer be called plain Alonso Quijana, but a dauntless knight known as Don Quixote de la Mancha. Tell me now, oh, the bleak and unbearable world, thou art base and debauched as can be. And the knight with his banners all bravely unfurled now holds down his gauntlet to thee. I am my Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha. My destiny calls and I go. And the wild winds of fortune will carry me onward, whithersoever they blow. Whithersoever they blow. Onward to glory I go.
I am Sancho, yes, I am Sancho. I'll follow my master till the end. I will tell all the world proudly, I am his squire, I am his friend.
Tell me heathens and wizards and serpents of sin, all your dastardly doings are past, and the holy endeavor is now to begin, and virtue shall triumph at last. I am my Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha. My destiny calls and I go, and the wild winds of fortune will carry me onward, whithersoever they blow. Whithersoever they blow. Onward to glory I go. My dear Sancho, do you like adventure?
Yes, Your Grace, I do.
Look out then. On this path there will be knights and nations, wizards, warlocks, a cavalcade of vast, unending armies.
They sound dangerous.
They are dangerous. But one there will be, the most dangerous of all.
Who?
The great enchanter.
The great enchanter?
Beware of him, Sancho, for his thoughts are cold, his soul shriveled. He has eyes like little machines. But one day, I shall see him face to face. And on that day,
Well, Your Grace, I wouldn't get upset. As I always say, have patience and shuffle the cards.
Oh, Sancho, do you never run out of proverbs?
No, Your Grace. I was born with a belly full of them. And they always say...
Aha! Sweet Jesus!
What is that?
Can you not see? Monstrous giant of infamous repute whom I intend to encounter.
What giant?
There! It is that dark and dreaded monster. You can tell him by the 4 great arms whirling on his back. A giant!
A giant? It's a windmill.
A giant, I tell you!
It's a windmill.
You! Feckless giant standing there! Beware! On guard! I'm coming to get you!
Oh!
Yeah!
No, Your Grace! Oh! I swear by my wife's little black mustache! Oh, no! No! No, Your Grace! Oh! No! No! Oh! Master, no! Oh! Your Grace! Oh! 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 Didn't I tell you? Did I say? Oh, it's a windmill.
The work of my enemy!
The enchanter?
He transformed that giant into a windmill at the last moment to prevent me the honor of victory.
It would be wise to avoid this evil one.
Neither heaven nor hell has created the one who can prevail against me.
Very well. Come, Your Grace.
A knight must not complain of his wounds, though his bowels may be dropping out.
Now what?
The very place.
Where?
There! There in the distance! A castle!
A castle?
Rock bound amidst the mountains.
Mountains?
Blow the bugle, Sancho, so that a dwarf may announce our coming. Quick, blow! What?
But Your Grace,
What?
I don't see a castle. I do see something. It looks like an inn.
What?
An old, shabby roadside hotel.
An inn?
We would better pass it by, Your Grace. Those roadside places are full of rough men and women.
No! We shall ride straight into that castle. And there thy vision may improve. Come! My prisoner friends, everyone, come inside. Quick, quick. This is reality again, okay? Okay, now let's see where our drama has reached. Sancho here noticed an inn. To Don Quixote, it was a castle. To someone else, whatever his mind may make of it. But for the sake of argument, let us grant Sancho his version. An inn. Quickly, quickly, my friends, help me to arrange for an inn. Sancho, go, go. Someone please, get some tables, chairs. Okay.
Get that.
Yes. Okay. Sancho, now I need someone to be the kindly innkeeper. Yes. Governor? Come, Governor, come, please, come. Hey, girl, you there, come over here. Come. Yes. Governor, you are the kindly innkeeper. And you are his wife. Okay? Okay, now we need some rough men, muleteers.
rugged fellows. Yes, yes, yes. All of you can be the muleteers, but I need someone who could lead these rough men. Oh, yes. Pedro! Sancho, go, dress him.
Pedro!
And now, I need some rough women. In particularly, a woman called Aldonza as a kitchen maid. One to whom life has been discourteous. A tigress crouching in the dark. Still full of fury.
Come on, Aldonza! Take it! Take Aldonza! Come on! Take it! Take it!
Okay, people, let us now begin the act.
Aldonza!
Aldonza! Aldonza! Aldonza! Aldonza! Aldonza! Aldonza! Aldonza! Aldonza! Aldonza!
You want it on the table over your lousy heads. There, swine, feed.
Hey, Aldonza! Tonight,
Payment in advance.
Aldonza! My sweetheart, come here.
Talk with your money, not with your hands.
I have got a nice thick bed of hay in the stable.
Good, eat it.
You refuse, Pedro?
Try me.
My mules are not as stubborn.
Fine, make love to your mules then.
Hey, Aldonza, I'm the best lover.
Love. You know what love is? One pair of arms is like another. I don't know why or who's to blame. I'll go with you or with your brother. It's all the same. It's all the same. 'Cause I have learned that when the light's out, no man will burn with special flame. You'll prove to me before the night's out, you're all the same. You're all the same. So do not talk to me of love. I'm not a fool with sorry eyes. Just put your money in my hand and you will get what money buys. I do not like you or your brother. I do not like the life I live. But I am me, I am Aldonza. And what I give, I choose to give.
Choose.
One pair of arms is like another. It's all the same. It's all the same.
Hey, Aldonza! Hey, Aldonza! Well, gentlemen, everything in order?
Is the lord of the castle at hand? Well, I say, is the Castellano here?
I am in charge of this place.
Oh, Sancho, announce, go, announce.
noble lords and ladies, my master, Don Quixote, knight errant and the defender of the right, and pursuer of lofty undertakings, implores the boon of
Hospitality.
hospitality.
Well, sir, is it granted?
Of course. This this castle is open to everybody.
He's a madman.
Madmen are the children of God. Sir Knight, you must be hungry.
Aye, that I am.
There's food aplenty. And for your squire too. You come in, sir. Stay and rest tonight.
Thank you, Sir Castellano. Oh!
Hey, Aldonza, get this gentleman some wine.
Gentle knights, if there be any amongst you who require assistance, you have but to speak, and my good right arm is at your service. Whether it be a princess held to ransom or an army besieged, the fallen to be raised up, the poor, the suffering, the need. Dear God, it is she. Sweet lady, fair virgin. I dare not gaze fully upon thy countenance, lest I'll be blinded by beauty. But I implore thee, speak once thy name.
Aldonza!
My lady's joking?
Aldonza!
The name of a kitchen scullion or my lady's serving maid?
I told you my name is Aldonza. Now get out of my way!
Oh, did my lady think to put me to a test? How can I fail thee when I know I have dreamed thee to home, never seen thee or touched thee, but known thee with all of my heart. Half a prayer, half a song, thou hast always been with me, though we have been always apart. Dulcinea, Dulcinea, I see heaven when I see thee, Dulcinea. But known thee with all of my heart. Half a prayer, half a song, thou hast always been with me, though
we have been always apart. Dulcinea, Dulcinea, I have softly sung thee, dreamed thee, Dulcinea. Now I've found thee, and the world shall know thy glory, Dulcinea.
Come along, Sir Knight. Let me show you to your quarters. Dulcinea, Dulcinea, I have sorry sung thee, dreamed thee, Dulcinea. Now I found thee, and the world shall know thy glory, Dulcinea, Dulcinea.
Enough, I say, of your Dulcinea. Governor, if you don't mind, this man proposed to offer a defense.
This is my defense.
The most curious I've ever heard.
But if it entertains,
The word is diverts. I think your purpose is to divert us from Mars.
precisely. Now, if I may get on with it.
Continue with your defense.
Thank you very much. My friends, now let us imagine and picture the family of Don Quixote. Don Quixote has a niece. Her name, Antonia. Here, let's say, hey, you girl, come, leave that, you to him. Yes, you are Don Quixote's niece. Your name, Antonia. You again, come here, come in front. Okay, you are Don Quixote's housekeeper, okay? It's okay, Governor, only for a few moments, okay? Okay, now, Sancho, I need someone to be the local priest. No, not you. No. Sancho, that guy over there, sleeping there.
Hey,
Come here. You could be the local priest.
priest.
Yes, your name, Padre. Sancho, proceed. Now, imagine the shock that this family experiences when they hear of Don Quixote's madness. His family is worried about his madness. Antonia here is also worried what effect his madness will bring upon her forthcoming wedding. So troubled by the situation, they go to the priest to seek advice from him. And so they go to a church. Now we require a church scene. Okay, hurry, quickly, prepare for a church scene. Sancho, take this.
Church scene.
Yes. Yeah. Get one more table, one more chair. Padre, come. Yes. Antonia, here. Sit. People, quickly. Come, settle yourselves. Okay. Despite all of Don Quixote's madness, you could be sure that they are only thinking of him.
I'm only thinking of him. I'm only thinking of him. Whatever I may do or say, I'm only thinking of him. In my body, it's well known, there is not one selfish bone. I'm only thinking and worrying about him. I've been told he's chasing dragons, and I fear it may be true. If my groom should hear about it, heaven knows what he would do. Oh, they say he seeks a lady that his own true love shall be. God forbid that in his madness he should ever think it's me. If he should try, I'll surely die, and I will grimly guard my honor as I cry. I'm only thinking of him. I'm only thinking of him. I'm only thinking and worrying about him.
They're only thinking of him. They're only thinking of him. How saintly is the planet free. They're only thinking of him. What a comfort to be sure that their motives are so pure as they go thinking and worrying about him. Well done, my friends, well done. Thank you very much, Padre, thank you very much. And now, there appears on the scene a man of breeding, intelligence, logic. He is Antonia's fiancé. His name, Dr. Sanson Carrasco. A Bachelor of Science, graduate of the University of Salamanca. He carries his self-importance as though afraid of breaking it. Governor, this is the scene of a family quarrel. They are arguing about Don Quixote's madness and his mental state. So, with your permission, shall I rearrange the pieces?
Permission granted.
Thank you. Sancho, remove these things. Come on. Yes. Padre. Yes. You stand here. You little back. Good.
My dear, your uncle has become the laughing stock of the entire neighborhood. And I wouldn't want a lunatic, a madman as an uncle.
Oh, doctor, it's only that the good Senor Quijana has been carried away by his own imagination.
Senor Quijana has lost his mind and is suffering from delusions.
Please, stop arguing. We have to help him. He has to see the real world so he can come back home.
I do not relish claiming a lunatic as uncle.
Dr. Carrasco, just think of what a challenge it would be to help cure his madness. What a cleverness it would take to wean this man from his madness, to turn him away from his crazy ways, and to persuade him to return home.
That is indeed a challenge.
Enormous, but possible.
He can't have gotten far. And yes, I think we can indeed cure him and restore him to sanity. Come, Father, we shall do it. Let's cure him of his madness.
Very good, my friends. Very good. And now, we shall return to the inn, to the kitchen of the inn. A kitchen, ladies, if you please.
Kitchen.
Thank you.
Kitchen. Bring that.
Yes. As everyone knows, it is imperative that each knight shall have a lady. For a knight without a lady is like a body without a soul. To whom will he dedicate his conquests? What vision sustains him when he sallies forth to do battle with monsters and with giants? Don Quixote, having found his lady, sends his faithful squire with a missive, a love letter.
My lady,
Letter? What kind of a letter?
well, my master warned me to give it only into your hand.
Well, what does the letter say?
Most lovely sovereign and high-born lady, the heart of this thy vassal knight faints for thy favor.
Ha! Nonsense!
O fairest of the fair, purest of the pure, incomparable Dulcinea.
Oh, that again! I told you my name is Aldonza!
My master calls you Dulcinea.
Why?
Why? I don't know, but I can tell from my experience that knights have their own language for everything. And it is better not to ask questions because it can get you into trouble. And beg thee, grant that I may kiss the nethermost hem of thy garment.
Kiss my what?
Oh, if you keep interrupting like this, all thing will be gone out of my head.
Well, what does he want?
What? I'm getting into it. Oh. And beg thee, grant that I may kiss the nethermost hem of thy garment. And send to me a token of thy fair esteem, that I may carry as a standard into battle. Oh.
Well, what kind of token does he want?
Well, he says generally a silken scarf.
Silken scarf. Your master's a crack brain and so are you. Now please leave. Well, what are you waiting for?
The token.
Huh? Okay, I'll give you a token.
But, oh, my lady.
Don't you my lady me too, or I'll crack you like an egg. Hey, tell me, why do you follow him?
That's very easy to explain. I like him. I just like him.
Dulcinea.
Okay, my friends, come quickly, come everyone. Come here. Now, you have to sing like this. Little bird, please fly, please go. Little bird, and tell her so. Little bird, little bird. Okay? Understood? All the best.
Little bird, in the cinnamon tree. Little bird, do you sing for me? Do you bring me word of what I know? Little bird, I love her so. Little bird, I have to know. Little bird, little bird, please fly, please go. Little bird, and tell her so. Little bird, little bird. Little bird.
I spit on all your little bird.
Yeah! What's this?
Give it back to me.
This is a love letter!
Give it back to me.
Read.
Most lovely sovereign and high-born lady! It's from her nine, a love letter.
Oh!
Such fine words.
Fine words, all right. He's a man, isn't he? He wants what every other man wants.
Aldonza, soon.
Later, when I'm through in the kitchen.
I confess I shall not know what to say to him when I meet him.
In that case, leave it to me.
He may not even know us.
I'm prepared for that contingency. Should he fail to recognize us?
Who is it that crieth help of Don Quixote de la Mancha? Is there a castle beleaguered by giants? Or an army besieged? Or any evil that has to be destroyed? Why? What is this? My friends.
You know us?
Should a man not know his friends, Dr. Carrasco? Oh, Padre.
Alonso Quijana.
I must prefer that you address me properly. I am Don Quixote, knight errant of La Mancha.
Senor Quijana,
Don Quixote.
there are no giants, no kings under enchantment, no chivalry. There have been no knights for 300 years.
So learned, yet so misinformed.
These are facts.
Facts are the enemy of truth.
Oh, Your Grace? Oh,
Did my lady receive the letter? Oh, fortunate of all squires. The token. What about the token I asked for? Oh, sheer bliss. Forgive me. I am overcome.
It's from his lady.
So there's a woman.
A lady? The lady Dulcinea. Her beauty is more than human. Her quality, perfection. She is the very meaning of woman, and all meaning woman has for man.
To each his Dulcinea.
Hey, someone approaching! Someone approaching!
It's just an ordinary traveler.
No! See what he weareth upon his head! Quick, Sancho! Get yourself to a place of hiding!
Oh,
Quick!
no.
My sword! Everyone! Hide! Hide, everyone!
I am a little barber and I go my merry way. With my razor and my basin, I can always earn my pay. Though your chin be smooth as satin, you will need me soon, I know. For the Lord protects his barbers and he makes the stubble grow.
Ouch!
By the beard of Saint Anthony, I could swear I see before me a knight in full armor. Ridiculous! They're Anthony knights.
What?
Forgive me, Your Highness. I thought I'd been touched by the sun.
Thou would be touched by verse if thou dost not speedily hand over that golden helmet.
Golden helmet? What? Where? Why, this is nothing but a shaving basin.
Shaving basin?
I must say, Your Grace, it does look like a shaving basin.
What?
Yes, of course. You see, I am a barber and I ply my trade from village to village. And I was wearing this on my head to ward off the rays of the sun. And that's how your highship made the mistake of.
Silence! Know thou what that really is? The golden helmet of Mambrino. When worn by the one of noble heart, it renders him invulnerable to all wounds. Where did thou steal it from?
I didn't steal it.
Hand it over.
But it will cost me half a crown.
Hand it over, Rachel!
Master, it is worth half a crown.
Fools! Golden helmet of Mambrino, there can be no path like thee. Thee and I now, ere I die now, will make golden history.
I can hear the cuckoo singing in the cuckoo berry tree.
that's a hammer I suggest that you will do.
But we'll find it is not gold and will not make him bold and brave.
Well, at least you'll find it useful if he ever needs it.
Golden helmet of Mambrino, there can be no hat like thee. Thee and he now, ere I die now, will make golden history. Sir Knight? You're saying your prayers?
Sir Castellano, I need a favor.
Anything, dear sir. Within reason.
Tonight, I wish to hold vigil in the chapel of thy castle. And tomorrow, I wish to renew my commitment as a knight.
But there's one small difficulty. No chapel.
What?
I mean, the chapel is being repaired.
Oh.
But if you don't mind holding your vigil someplace else,
Here, in the courtyard, under the stars.
fine. At sunrise, you will be able to renew your commitment as knight.
I thank thee. Don't leave me alone, Sir Castellano. Oh, God. Now, I must consider how sages of the future will describe this historic night. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yes. Long after the sun had retired to its couch, darkening the balconies and gates of La Mancha, Don Quixote, with measured treads and lofty expressions, held vigil in the courtyard of a mighty castle. No, no, no. Oh, you maker of empty boasts, on this of all night to give way to vanity? No, Don Quixote, no. Take a deep breath of life and consider how it should be lived. call nothing thine own except thy soul. Love not what thou art, but what thou may become. Be just to all men, courteous to all women. Live in the vision of the one to whom great deeds are done. Dulcinea!
Why do you call me by that name?
Oh, my lady!
Tell me, why do you call me by that name?
Because it is yours.
My name is Aldonza.
I know you, my lady.
My name is Aldonza, and I think you know me not.
All my life I have known thee, thy nobility of spirit. Long have I seen you in my heart.
Your heart doesn't know much about women.
Oh, it knows all, my lady. A woman is the soul of man. A woman is glory.
What do you want of me?
Oh, nothing.
Liar!
I deserve the rebuke. I ask of my lady.
Now we get to it.
I ask that I may be allowed to serve her, that I may hold her in my heart, that to her I may dedicate each victory and call upon her in defeat. And if at last I give my life, I give it in the sacred name of Dulcinea.
I must go. Pedro is waiting. Why do you do these things?
What things, my lady?
These things you do, these ridiculous things.
I wish to add some measure of grace and goodness into the world.
The world's a dung heap, and we are all maggots that crawl on it.
No, my lady knows better in her heart.
What's in my heart will get me halfway to hell. And you, Senor Don Quixote, are going to take such a beating, I tell you.
That does not matter.
Then what does?
Only that I follow my quest.
Pooh! That for your quest. But what does it mean, this quest?
The mission of each true knight, his duty, nay, his privilege, to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love your and chase from afar, to ride when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far. too high for the ride, without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man scorned and covered with scars, still strong with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star.
Once, just once, would you look at me as I really am?
I see beauty, purity, Dulcinea.
Keep me waiting, will you?
I didn't mean to. I wasn't going to.
My lady, my little flower.
Monster!
Stay clear!
Thou would strike a woman?
Stay back, or I will break your empty head.
Oh, thou heart of flint and bowels of cork, now shall I chastise thee.
I warn you!
You monster, brute, prepare to do battle. Come on, come on. Don Quixote will vanquish armies.
Let go of me! Let me go! Let me go!
Victory!
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 What's this? All this noise? What a terrible thing!
What a glorious thing!
Sir Castellano, I would inform thee that virtue has triumphed.
Oh, Master! Master, are you hurt?
Nah, a little weakness. Temporary.
Oh, Master! Master!
Go get water.
Might I always wake to such a vision?
Don't move.
I must say, Your Grace, we certainly did a job out here.
We routed them. Didn't we?
Yes.
That bunch be walking bow-legged for a week.
No, my lady. It is not seemly to laugh at those who have fallen in battle.
Let him rot in hell.
Sir Knight, it's late now. I am going to bed, and I would advise you to do the same.
Oh, thank you, Sir Castellano.
Come, Your Grace. Let us get you to bed.
No! I owe something to my enemies.
What is that?
I must raise them up and minister to their wounds.
What?
Yes, my lady, nobility demands.
It does?
Yes. So, I must take this and...
I will take it.
But my lady...
I will minister to them.
No, there is no need.
But they were my enemies too.
Blessed one. Blessed one. My lady. Blessed one.
Come, Your Grace. Let us get you to bed.
Blessed one.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm ministering to your wounds.
You are what?
Don't move.
My dear Sancho, I would inform thee, nobility triumphs. Virtue always prevails. Now, in this moment of victory, I shall renew my commitment as a knight, Don Quixote de la Mancha. For all my life, this I do swear. To dream the impossible dream, to find the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go.
That sound! What is that sound?
The captain of the Inquisition.
What does it mean?
They are coming to fetch someone. They will take him and put the question on him. And the next thing he knows, he's burning.
Quite possibly, they are coming for me.
Very possibly. What? Cervantes? Not afraid? Where is your courage? Is that in your imagination too? No escape, Cervantes. This is happening in reality. Not to your brave man of La Mancha, but to you. Quick, call upon Don Quixote. Let him shield you. Let him save you if he can from that. Well, it's not yet your time. But you see, Cervantes, there's a difference between reality and illusion. And a difference between these prisoners and your fantasy men of lunacy.
Rather, I would say men whose illusions were very real.
Much the same. Why are you poets so fascinated with madmen?
We have much in common.
You both turn your backs on life.
We select from life.
A man has to come to terms with life as it is.
Life as it is. Huh? I have lived nearly 50 years and I have seen life as it is. Pain, misery, hunger, suffering beyond belief. I have heard the singing from taverns and mourns from bundles of filth on the streets. I have been a soldier and a slave. I have seen my comrades fall in battle, or rather, die more slowly under the lashes in Africa. I have held them in my arms at the final moment. And these were men who saw life as it is. Yet, they died despairingly. No glory, no brave last words, only their eyes filled with confusion, questioning why? Why? I do not think they had asked why they were dying, rather, why they had lived. When life itself seems so lunatic, who knows where madness lies? Perhaps to be too practical is madness. To surrender dreams, this may be madness. To seek treasure where there is only trash. Too much sanity may be madness.
and maddest of all, to see life as it is and not as it should be.
Master, I don't understand
Don't understand what, my friend?
why you're so cheerful.
Ha!
First, you find your lady,
Yes?
then you lose her.
Ha! Never lost?
Well, she ran off with those mule drivers.
Ah, perhaps, undoubtedly, for a high purpose.
High purpose with those low characters.
Oh, Sancho, why thine eyes always sees evil in preference to good?
My eyes did not make this world, it only sees it.
Sancho, 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 when will you rise above your peasant mind and see the goodness in the world, the beauty?
Lies. Lies.
Master,
Madness and lies.
They shall be punished who did this crime.
Crime? You know the worst crime of all? Being born. For that you get punished your entire life.
Dulcinea!
Enough of that! Get yourself to a madhouse and rave about your nobilities where no one can hear you.
My lady!
I am not your lady. I am not anyone's lady. Take the clouds from your eyes and see me as I really am. You have shown me the sky, but what good is the sky to a creature who never do better than crawl? For a cruel bastard who battered and battered me, you are the cruelest.
No.
See what your gentle insanities do to me. Rob me of anger and give me despair. Blows and abuse I can take and give back again. Tenderness I cannot bear. Torture me now with your sweet Dulcinea no more. I am no one. I am nothing. I am only Aldonza the whore.
Now and forever, thou art my lady, Dulcinea!
hey, Master. Master?
Is there one here who calls himself Don Quixote de la Mancha?
Oh, Master.
If it is, and he be not afraid to look upon me, let him stand forth.
I am Don Quixote de la Mancha.
Now hear me, thou charlatan. Thou art no knight, but a foolish pretender. And thy pretense is a child's mockery, and thy principles dirt beneath my feet.
False! You graceless knight! Before I chastise thee, tell me thy name.
You will hear it in due course.
The enchanter!
Oh, no, Master.
Don Quixote, thou hast challenged me and reviled me.
The enchanter! The evil one!
On what terms do we fight?
Choose thine own.
Very well. If thou art beaten, thy freedom is forfeit, and thou must obey my every command. and thy conditions?
If thou art still alive, thou must kneel and beg forgiveness from my lady.
Thy lady is an alley cat.
Monster! Prepare to do battle.
Hold, Don Quixote. Thou ask my name. Now I shall tell it. I am called the Knight of the Mirrors.
No.
Look,
What is this?
Don Quixote.
False.
Look in the mirror of reality
False knights.
and behold things as they truly are.
No.
Look, what
No.
seest thou, Don
No.
Quixote?
No.
A gallant knight?
Ah.
No.
No.
An aging fool?
No.
Look, Don Quixote.
No.
Dost thou seem a madman
No.
dressed for a masquerade?
Stop it.
Look, Don Quixote.
Jackal, stop it.
See him as he truly is.
No.
See the clown. Look,
No.
look,
No.
look,
No.
Don Quixote. Drown down. Drown, Don Quixote. Go deep, 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 deep. Masquerade is ended. Confess thy lady is a trollop and thy dream the nightmare of a disordered mind. It is done.
Master, it is Dr. Carrasco. It is only Samson Carrasco. Master, Master, say something, Master.
Forgive me, Senor Quijana. It was the only way.
Master.
Don Miguel de Cervantes, prepare to be summoned.
Summoned? By whom?
The judges of the Inquisition. Captain, how long? Soon.
But not yet. Good. You will have just enough time to finish your story.
But the story is finished.
What? I do not like this ending. And I don't think the jury likes it either.
Well then, he has failed.
Don Miguel de Cervantes, this court hereby sentences you.
Wait.
What for?
Time. I need some time.
I'll grant it. But what about the Inquisition?
Only a few moments. I'll improvise an ending. Okay. Sancho. Okay, people. Now, we need a bedroom scene. So please help me to arrange for a bedroom scene. Quickly, get the necessary things. Fast, quick. Okay, now let us imagine a farmhouse in the plains of La Mancha. Someone please get a candle. Antonia, you go get a blanket. Okay. Thank you. Imagine a room in that farmhouse where a man who calls himself Don Quixote now lies in the shadows between the living and the dying. Sancho. Okay, come.
Come. To the eyes. Okay, okay, okay.
Can you do nothing?
I'm afraid there will be no need of my services as a doctor.
Where is he, I wonder? In what dark cavern of the mind?
You again!
Get out of here. You again? Out you go.
My master.
I said out you go.
Oh no, my
What
master.
harm can he do?
Yes, it's all been done.
Your Reverence, could I talk to him?
I'm afraid he won't be able to hear you.
Then I won't say much.
And no mention of knight errantry again.
Of course not. Does anyone speak of the rope in the house of the hanged? Just a few words. Oh, what a time I have been having since I got back, Your Grace. Oh, you know, my wife, Teresa, oh, how strong she is. Muscles, oh, like a bull. She beat me. She hit me with everything but the house itself. And she yells at me, "Where is all those gold and jewels that you are going to bring back? Where is that kingdom that you are going to conquer?" But I kept quiet because some questions can't be answered. I am Sancho, yes,
Enough of that. You sing again. I said enough of that.
Why?
I warned
Why?
you. Out you go.
I didn't do anything. I was just trying to...
Out you go, I said.
I didn't do anything. I was just trying to...
This way.
Oh,
My friend!
Uncle!
Your Grace, did you say something?
You are a fat little pudding filled with proverbs.
That is well known, and I was saying...
Uncle, you're okay.
Oh, my dear. Oh, good morning, Padre. Or is it evening?
Alonso Quijana.
How do you feel, sir?
Oh, I am but well.
Can you speak your name?
Should a man not know his name?
If you would say it once.
Alonso Quijana. Oh, in my illness, I dreamed so strongly. Oh, such dreams. I dreamed that I am a, oh no, I dare not tell, lest you may think me mad.
You cannot. I say you cannot. Why are you here?
Let me go. Get out of my way, you hag, or I'll tear your eyes out.
What?
Get out of here.
If you touch me again, I swear I will.
Get out of here. Go quietly or I'll crack you.
Let her be.
Senor Quijana.
In my house, there will be courtesy. Come closer, girl. Now,
What is it that you wish?
Don't you know me?
Huh? Should I?
I am Aldonza.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I do not recall anyone of that name.
Oh, please, my lord.
Huh? Why do you call me my lord?
Because you are my lord, Don Quixote.
Don Quixote? Oh, forgive me. I am confused by shadows. It is possible that I knew you once, but now I do not remember.
I said, this way. Come this way.
Let me go. Please, try to remember.
Is it so important?
Everything. My whole life you spoke to me and everything was different.
I spoke to you?
Yes. And you looked at me and you called me by another name.
Another name?
Dulcinea. Dulcinea. Once you found a girl and called her Dulcinea. When you spoke the name, an angel seemed to whisper, Dulcinea, Dulcinea.
Then it was not a dream.
You spoke of a dream and of a quest.
Quest?
How you must fight and it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, only that you follow.
I spoke to you. Tell me in words.
To dream the impossible dream. But they are your own words. To find the unbeatable foe. Oh, don't you remember? To bear with unbearable sorrows. Oh, you must remember to run where the brave dare not go.
To reach the unreachable star. To right the unrightable wrong. To try when your arms are too weary. To reach the unreachable star.
Thank you, my lord.
My lady, this is not seemly. On thy knees to me.
Oh, but you are not well.
Not well. What is sickness to the body of a knight errant? What matter wounds? For each time he falls, he will rise again. And woe to the wicked, Sancho!
Yes, Your Grace!
My sword, my armor.
More misadventures!
Adventure, my friends, adventure. Oh, the trumpets of glory are calling to ride. Yes, the trumpets are calling to me. And wherever I go, always staunch at my side, my squire and my lady shall be. I am my Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha. Our destiny calls and we go. And the wild winds of fortune will carry us onward, whithersoever they blow. Whithersoever
to glory we go.
Master! Hey! Uncle! Master! 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 My master is dead.
A man has died. He seemed like a good man, but I did not know him.
But
Don Quixote is not dead. Believe, Sancho, believe.
Aldonza,
My name is Dulcinea.
Under authority of the Holy Office of the Inquisition, by reason of certain offenses committed against His Majesty's Most Catholic Church, the following is summoned to give answer and submit his person for purification, if it be so ordered. Don Miguel de Cervantes.
I am a popular defendant, summoned by one court before I have quite finished with another. Well, what says this jury?
I think I know now what this contains. The history of your mad night. Read as well there as you did here, that you may not burn.
I have no intention of burning.
Cervantes, I think Don Quixote is brother to Cervantes.
God bless us. We both are men of La Mancha. To me alone, Don Quixote was born, and I for him. Now, I give him to you. Ready, old friend?
Yes, master.
Come, let's go.
fight the unbeatable foe. To bear